Hi there. The conversation we're going to be having today is, should an Igbo man kneel down and propose to his wife, or should the woman kneel down while the man stands up and accepts the ring from the husband? So a friend asked me this question the other day, and it was an interesting one because first of all, I know where he was coming from. He maybe he wants to propose to the girlfriend or to the, I don't know, but I know that he was trying to come from a place whereby we've seen so many people saying that it is not proper for an Igbo man to kneel down and propose to the spouse. Rather, the woman should kneel down and collect the ring from him. Well, how everybody have their own way of interpreting and seeing things, but let me give my own interpretation or my own knowledge to it. Now, every culture, they have a way of doing things. Everybody have their own way. Now, when we look at the origin of this particular practice or this particular activity, where is it coming from? Who are the originators of this practice? Why did they do it? What does it symbolize, or what does it mean to them? Now, a typical Igbo man will see this practice and say, oh no, it means that the man is now being submissive, or the man is now being controlled by the woman. But where is it coming from? What is the interpretation of this practice from the people that owns this practice? Now let's look at it. Now, this practice is coming from medieval England. Also, people say it is a Western practice, it is a Western culture, which it is. But what does it mean to them? That's because that's the most important thing. We need to understand what this practice means to them and not to us. Because this is a borrowed practice. This is not how an Igbo man is supposed to even propose to his spouse. So the question of should an Igbo man kneel down and propose, it should not even be a question, because you are borrowing something from other people. So instead of having all these mental gymnastics, why don't you stick to what your ancestors did? Or why don't you stick to the traditional way of marrying a wife or marrying a woman? But let's look at what this practice means to the people, that the owners or the originators of this practice. Now, I said earlier, this practice originated in medieval England and it was adopted by Africans in Igbo most especially. So what we have here, it symbolizes the cultural significance of this practice. Revolves around humility, respect, and it is a gesture which sort of demonstrates a suitor's commitment, sincerity, and willingness to devote himself to the woman he's about to wed. Now, in today's world, we can look at it as a practice, as a symbolic practice or a symbolic display of love, respect, commitment from a man to the woman. Now, this practice is strictly for the man showing and proving himself to the woman. It is not the other way around. Now let me repeat. It is a symbolic practice of humility, respect, and a gesture that sort of demonstrates a suitor's commitment, sincerity, and willingness to devote himself to the woman he's about to wed. In today's world, we perceive it as a symbolic display of love, respect, and commitment from a man to the woman. But still, it is not the African way of proposing to a woman. So what is the African method? We don't do proposals. We don't do giving of rings. You see a woman, you like her, you want to get married to her. Tell her to go and inform her people that you're coming. And this process starts with the practice of Ekwaka. You go with your people and tell them, this is what I want. I want this woman that I've seen in your family. And they would now start telling you the necessary items. They give you the list, the traditional marriage list, and the families will now go and do what we call Ijuese. And they will now do all these cultural practices that signifies that you have married this woman. So the question of should a man kneel down and propose to the woman, or should the woman be the one to kneel down and take the wine? It is not even a question you should ask. If it aches you, then don't do it. Instead of you doing it, because we cannot say that we are saying that these people adulterated our own culture, and when we take a culture from them, we're trying to adulterate it. And don't forget, during the Igbo mania, your wife would also kneel down and give you that wine. So you could say that she is also publicly telling the world that this is my husband. This is the man I've promised to be committed to. I've promised to humble myself. I've promised to respect. I've promised to devote myself to him, and all those things. So when it comes like a reversal, I do not see a problem with it, because our people would say, oh, when a man kneels down, it is saying that the woman is now his head. That's not it, because we have now looked at the symbolic significance of this practice from the people that owns it. And us that adulterated it, if we are not okay with the significance of this practice from their own perspective, then we should skip the process entirely. We should focus on how our own ancestors did it, and we should stick with our own way of life instead of adopting and elaborating it. So this is what I have to say about this particular practice, and you can also tell me what you think about it. And until next time, yeah guys, yeah.